Krista Seiden, a product evangelist here at Amplitude. In this video, we're going to dive into attribution in Amplitude. We're going to first look at some attribution model definitions. What are all of the different attribution models that are available within Amplitude? And then we'll dive into the UI and look at how we can apply those within our analysis. So let's go ahead and dive in. So first we have our last touch model. Now this is actually our default model within Amplitude. So if you see default as the attribution model, it is last touch. And this gives all of the credit to the last touch point within the look back window before the conversion occurred. Then we have first touch. As you might expect, this gives all of the credit to the first touch within the look back window before the conversion occurred. Linear is going to distribute credit equally across all of the different touch points within that look back window. Participation allocates 100% of the credit to every touch point within the look back window, so totals can actually exceed 100%. U-shaped will bias the credit to both the first and the last touch point. So for example, if there are 3 touch points, the first and the last will each receive 40%, with the remaining credit split across the middle in that example, 20% to that middle touch point. J-shaped will bias credit towards more recent touch points, especially the last touch. For example, if there are 3 touch points, the last touch will get 60%, and then the first and the middle touch will get 20% credit. An inverse J-shape is just that. It biases the credit to the earlier touch point. So in our example with 3 touches, that first touch point will get 60% of the credit, and the middle and the last touch point will get 20% each. Data-driven is going to use a Markov chain algorithm to probabilistically assign credit based on each channel's measured impact on the conversion. And finally, last non-direct touch is going to credit the last non-direct touch point before the conversion by ignoring a final direct action. So let's look at a couple of examples of these. So in this scenario, a user is going to see a Google ad on May 1st. They're going to click on a Facebook post on May 7th. And finally, they're going to watch a TikTok video on May 10th before signing up on May 10th. For our first touch attribution model, 100% of that credit is going to be credited to the Google ad. That is because it is the first touch within that 30-day look-back window for the points that were observed. In a last touch model, the TikTok video will get 100% of that credit, and that is because it was the last touch within that look-back window. So same scenario with linear, every touch point is going to get equal credit. So in a scenario where there are 3 touch points, the Google ad, the Facebook post, and the TikTok video, each one will receive 33.3% of the credit for that conversion. And finally, in data-driven, this one is specifically going to do some math behind the hood, and it's going to look at which touch point was actually most impactful by doing some analysis of removing touch points and seeing how dramatically the conversion numbers changed. So in this case, our Google ad is going to get 15% of the credit, the Facebook post is going to get 25% of the credit, and the TikTok video is going to get 60% of the credit. Now, this is illustrative. This really depends on every channel, every interaction. It's going to be different for your data than it is for our demo data, but this is typically how that algorithm works. So now that we have an idea of what a few of these models actually are, let's take a look at applying these within Amplitude. So here we are back within the Amplitude UI, and specifically we're in our Amplifile project, and I am in the traffic by channel report in the marketing analytics space. Now, we've looked at this report before. It's a great out-of-the-box hub report with a lot of details. In this case, we're broken down by the default channel that somebody came from. And I can add additional metrics or events to this table as we've previously discussed. But the reason I'm here is because this is a great jumping off point for opening up a new report with a lot of this same information. So you can just click this button here, this open as data table to continue exploring, and open it in a new tab. Alternatively, you can create your own data table with just the events or metrics that you are interested in. So I have that here. I opened that marketing analytics traffic by channel report, and I actually just modified it by removing a few columns from this report. I'm going to remove this secondary group by that I had, just so it's a little bit more visible on my screen. And I'm going to go ahead and close that left pane. Now I can see a lot more of what I'm looking at. Now, in a previous example, I added an additional event here, the upgrade plan event. And that shows me how many people are upgrading their plan based on the channel that they came from. If I want to apply attribution to this column in a different method, I can click these 3 dots on the right side of the column and choose attribution. Now, I did mention that the default is last touch. I'm just going to go ahead and show you that to confirm. So if I choose last touch and have my look back window as 30 days, these numbers will not change. But what if I want to side by side compare my last touch and first touch data? Well, very easy to do here. I can go ahead and add another event, and I'm going to add that same upgrade plan event. And then I'm going to go ahead and change the attribution model to first touch. Same look back window, and hit apply. Now we can see how first touch and last touch differ in this example. So there's not a huge difference, but you can see that in a last touch model, there's a little bit more attribution to each one of these channels. Now, one more, if we want to look at data-driven, I'm going to go ahead and add that upgrade plan event one more time. And I will add attribution of data-driven and hit apply. Now, this is where it tends to get a little interesting. We get numbers that are not whole. That's because it's a calculation every time. But these numbers do look a little bit different than our first touch and our last touch. And you can make the decision for your business which model makes the most sense to use for your reporting. But it's really nice to be able to compare them all within the same chart. For this report, we can modify this report with filters and segmentation. We can group by additional properties to be able to break this down more. So this is a very flexible way of applying attribution to different things that you want to analyze. And one last thing just to show you here, once you have attribution selected, you'll get this dropdown so you can easily change these within the column. Some of them are grayed out. That's just because they're not available for this particular event. But if you used a different event, these models might be available. So there we have a quick look at attribution within Amplitude. We looked at the definitions of the various attribution models that are available, as well as how you can apply attribution within a table report to side-by-side compare different models for your data.